log rake. Lean-to style. That way in case it does start raining.
Some piggies have been wallering right there. Game trail. Almost certainly from pigs. Rolling up this way. Friends, welcome back. I am Jason. This is my good buddy Daniel. We are out here in the wilderness, in the thick of it. And basically, I told the guys that are participating in this weekend's adventure that you can bring whatever you want to come camping. Anything you want, bring whatever you need to be comfortable. So they brought a lot of stuff. Like one of the guys' packs weighs about 50 pounds, I'd say, give or take. But trick is that as soon as we arrive to this location here, they're not going to get to use any of it. So basically I told them drop their packs, and if they're not holding it, it's not in their pockets, it's not theirs. The scenario is essentially that they've lost their gear. You know, we're crossing a river and current was too much. We got washed downstream. We had to ditch our pack so we didn't drown. You know, anything and everything can happen. Daniel was telling me about how you got your pack stolen. Yep. Tell me about that real quick.
Yep. We were heading out to up in Rabin County to camp, and stopped at a gas station for a last few bit of things. Come out, and all of our packs were gone out of the truck. Somebody took them.
Bastards.
Yep.
So we were joking off camera. I was like, I'd like to take a ball peen hammer.
24 ounce.
Just a 24-ounce ball peen hammer, and I wouldn't hit them too hard. Just enough, right in the kneecap. You know, just a pop.
All right, have a good day.
Yeah, have a wonderful life.
Yep.
And then maybe they'd reconsider doing something stupid like that ever again. But anyway, so stuff happens, and that's essentially the gist of the story here. Is that stuff happens, gear gets lost. You put your pack down on the trail. You walk 50 yards that way to get a little privacy because you got to poop.
Yep.
And then suddenly you're like, ah, crap. Like, I'm not exactly sure where I am. I got turned around. Literally, a bear has carried away people's packs before. It happens. And I had a deer feeder one time, built a deer feeder, strapped it to a tree. I had a bear basically disassemble it, and I found parts of it like half a mile away. Stuff happens. That's all I'm saying.
Stuff happens. Sam Squanch shows up, grabs it, runs off.
Stuff happens. That's all I'm saying. Gear gets lost. And what I would like is for everyone to have the confidence and the skills necessary to make do, at least for the short term, with nothing. You know, you got what you got. If it's not attached to you, and you were talking about in Sear, when you went through Sear, what was the rule?
Went through there. If you didn't have it on you or in your pockets, it wasn't survival gear.
Yeah, it's not really yours if it's not attached to you, because it can easily get lost. So I feel pretty confident with the stuff that I've got on me right now that I can make do. I'm going to be camping fairly comfortable this evening with the gear that I brought. It's pretty minimalist. You guys know I don't bring a lot of stuff. I bring kind of the minimum gear, but I'm still going to be pretty comfortable, and I'm not having to build my own shelter. Because it's 11 o'clock in the morning right now, and they're going to be spending probably, if I had to guess, the next 5-6 hours constructing some sort of shelter, because it's very likely it's going to storm on us this evening. No idea. But they need to build some sort of shelter to keep them out of the elements. Because I've definitely had this happen where I've been laying in my hammock at night, you know, sweating, just laying there pouring with sweat, and then, you know, storm comes through and the temperature drops down to 50 degrees and you're a little damp from sweat, not necessarily from the rain, but from sweat, and then it gets pretty chilly, you know, swinging there in your hammock. So that could,
hypothermia can set in at 60, 65.
Easy, a little breeze, a little bit of wet, definitely can be a pretty miserable night. And I mean, you may not die, but you won't be sleeping either. So
miserable.
Yeah. So we'll see how they do. Right now they're building a shelter. Let's see if I can get you. They're in the process of building shelter, and then we've got some more guys upstream here looking for a water source. They have been gone a while, so we might need to check on them, see what's going on, to see if they actually found some water. They're looking for a spring head, because they don't have any filters or anything like that. They're trying to find something they can just drink. So yeah, we'll check in and see how everybody's doing. How are we looking?
Having to think strangely because I don't have my tools, but he's trying to notch that out so we have a center of support. Now I'm going to start looking for deadfall to lay on top of it to make a double-sided lean-to for everybody to be all cozy in.
We're gonna double-side today.
Double-side.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah. right? You look at my hand like this, the terrain features, my fingers are like fingers, right? Yeah. Little ridges, like mini ridges. The draws are between the fingers, and that's where the water's going to collect, is between those fingers. If you look around, take in the big picture, not just like looking at your feet, but if you look at the big picture of what's going on here and you look at a draw, you can generally find those little spring heads at the draws.
Most of the time, I wouldn't say all the time, if you're against a steep, see how this is steep behind us? Very unlikely that you're going to find a nice creek gushing out of a steep hill. It just doesn't work that way. Not all the time. Sometimes you may find it. But if you look across over here where it's not as steep, you see these natural gullies right there. So you can just walk to these gullies where you see these, what would you call that? A
draw?
Yeah, a draw. And you can just follow those. So if you look right there, there is a spring head. If you follow right up in there, there's a spring head that's shooting out of the side of the mountain. That's right there. And you can get up out of the creek, out of all of this thick mess, and walk in the better, not as thick woods, find a draw, and then follow it down to the creek. And most of the time, you'll find a nice little creek that pops out.
Where we live.
Where we live.
Yeah.
This is not that case. You go out west or something, it's not that case.
Yeah.
Not like
The same principles apply, though. I mean, same deal. Water's still going to flow downhill. Doesn't matter really where you are. You're just much more likely to find it here than you are in a lot of. I've been to a lot of draws in California, Southern California, and it is bone dry. The most likely place to find water, nothing. Just completely dry.
And like I said, I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. You can't, but I've most of the time, and I've spent a lot of times in the woods. A lot of days working in this. You very rarely find water on a steep side of a slope that's coming out of the side of the mountain.
Oh, that's a gold mine right there.
Give me the knife.
I don't want you to.
And you can see the water like literally flowing out right there out of the ground, and I would have no issues drinking that.
It's cold.
Yeah, it is. Get all this muck and dirt and sticks and stuff out of there, dig it out good, and then wait a while because it's flowing pretty fast. Look how good the water's flowing out of there.
Yeah.
And then give it, 20 minutes to settle out, and then you'll be fine.
Find water? Yep. Mind if I get a swig?
It's not in my bottle. We're going to so like you can get all the sediment out.
People who went out, got lost, got turned around,
This stuff is called ground pine. Some people call it ground cedar or princess pine, I've heard. But it is just about the best natural mattress that you're going to find around here. And it seems a little less buggy. I'm not sure if that's just in my head, but it seems like I get a bit less ticks and stuff when I make a mattress out of that. These guys are trying to do like a double-sided lean-to shelter, like an A-frame sort of deal. The problem with this shelter, couple things. One, it's going to take a mountain of material to cover both sides of that thing. They're going to be at it for a minute. The other is if you sleep on one side or the other of that ridge, you can usually stay semi-dry, but whoever gets stuck in the middle is going to get wet. There's going to be dripping off that ridge. It's unavoidable, really. Like I've tried lots of different ways of doing it. If you cut like the lean-to sticks, the ones that are running vertically up to the ridge, if you cut those short and they're just long enough to meet that ridge pole, and then you really do a good job of shingling it, you can keep most of it out, but inevitably you're not going to keep all of it out. I've never been able to successfully build one that doesn't have some drips. It might be user error, but in multiple days time, adding to it, and you find little drips and you patch those holes, you can sometimes get rid of some of those, but it's never going to be as good as a tarp, nothing, nowhere near as good. And having a fire.
Yes.
Where are you going to put it?
Other side, in front of the entrance.
With a little opening over there on that side?
Mainly for...
What's the sleeping arrangements look like?
That's what we're about to figure out.
Get in there. I want to see it. Get in there.
So,
You guys could play footsies.
yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Aw. So this is the way you're going to get in and out right here.
Yeah. It's not the worst. And honestly, if we kind of stagger feet, everybody should be able to stretch
Yeah,
out.
we could like lay.
And you got a little uphill for a pillow sort of deal. This ground pine's the best. I love this
Well,
stuff.
I'm probably gonna grab more of the ground pine like around us and
Make a
put
mattress?
it down all around here.
Yeah. You guys have already been working on this for like, I don't know.
3 hours.
Yeah, at least a couple hours, I'd say. And that's the easy part.
Yeah.
You still got a lot more to do. So if you can find something that's already semi-built for you and close to a resource that's going to help provide the cover that you need, that's always helpful. Because if you have to travel a long ways for stuff, it sucks.
I was eyeballing that one, but that already looks like it's on its last leg.
Yeah. I mean, you're on the right track, but that's sketchy. I wouldn't want to lay under that. But yeah, you're got the right idea. But and then the other option that you didn't choose to do, which is fine, is to build individual small shelters. And sometimes it's more efficient to do that, to get yourself a tiny little shelter just big enough for you to get in, as opposed to building a big group shelter. This isn't wrong at all.
Big group shelter.
Yeah, it's just a different option. Yeah, and this is going to eat up a whole lot of material to cover that thing. So just things to consider for the future. You guys are doing really good. It's just going to take you a bit to get that thing covered up. When you do start to actually cover this, the way you cover it is important. Start layering the bottom
Like shingles.
just like shingles, because if you don't, I mean, it's going to leak anyway.
Yeah.
But if you don't do that, it will leak bad. As we've discussed in previous videos, what matters the most in any situation, not just survival related, but any situation, is do you look cool? So
You got to look good doing it. You might not have any idea what you're doing.
no,
But if you look
if
good,
you look good, that's what matters.
that's what matters.
And so my buddy Daniel here, he's a fashionable character. I don't know if you noticed, but he likes his old school kind of gear. You know, he has a blend. I would say it's a blend.
Yeah, it's a blend. Some modern, some vintage.
Yeah.
Kind of the old, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type. Old canvas
He
pack.
likes his canvas and his leather and
Yep.
that kind of stuff.
But I still got, like a modern, tough possum gear sit pad.
Yep.
And
a reflective
reflective thing. Put
Mylar emergency kind of blanket deal.
my pad on. So it's not. It's just some of the old school stuff is just so expensive. It's so hard to find now, and when you do find it, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to have those Spain, made in Spain oilskin tarps,
Yeah.
Bushcraft Spain, but they're $300,
Yeah.
$400,
And it would weigh
it would
four
weigh,
times more than
yeah,
that. Maybe more than that. 5 times more.
Yep, but yeah, I like my old school stuff. I got my
Crown Royal bag
little Crown Royal bag, but got my old
for ambiance.
brass lanterns. So
Cool.
little bit of a blend of all of it. Signal bag. So in here I have a pamphlet for signaling.
Oh, look at you.
Okay, but also I took out of an old surveyor's vest. I cut out the back and made a signal panel.
Okay.
So I could string this up in a tree, hang it up. That way if I walk away from camp, I know how to get back to my camp. I could use it to signal for help. I could do all kinds. I got 2 different sides if I need it. If you buy these little strands of fluorescent neon cord, and around your camp, when you get your camp up, if you just tie them, in a perimeter around your camp, like such, all right? And if you walk away from your camp at nighttime, you can literally shine your headlight through the woods, and these fluorescent, it's bright. Like, it's crazy how fluorescent that those are. And you can see them, and that way you can, if you don't have a fire going or something like that, you can help identify Or if you have a pocket full of them and you go off from your campsite, you can hang them up as markers.
It's a good idea.
It's a surveyor in me.
Yeah. Always marking your trail.
Always marking my trail. That's right. That's right. You'd hate to get lost after being lost.
That'd be the worst.
I got lost after I was lost.
Really hoping that it comes a downpour this evening on the guys. Because, you know, you could build a crappy shelter and do fine on a nice evening that doesn't rain or anything. It doesn't matter. There's no lessons to be learned there, but if it comes like a real gully washer, it'd be nice. I'm hopeful that it pours tonight. Yep. And then their shelter will work or it won't. And we will see. I'm hopeful for a little bit more suffering. There's not enough suffering yet.
Not enough suffering.
I was telling Daniel he's misplaced one of his titanium tent pegs at home somewhere. And I was telling him I don't even pack them anymore because I always lose my tent stakes. It seems like it's inevitable. If I bring a tent stake into the woods, I come home with at least one less than I started with. So I just make some really ugly ones. Just any old branch, stick off the ground, whatever. And it seems to get the job done where I live. I mean, the ground is pretty soft for the most part. We don't have a whole lot of like super hard packed dirt ground to deal with. So just these little wooden stakes here are enough to I can just push them into the ground by hand. I don't even have to hammer them typically. Did I hear thunder? Did you hear that? I did. Yeah.
I did hear that.
Yes. I heard thunder in the distance. Cross your fingers. Say a little prayer for some rain. Gosh, I hope it pours.
You have your little cup with you?
Yeah. There's a few pieces of kit that pretty much you can almost bet money on I've got. Yeah. A poncho and a canteen cup.
Out in the woods.
Yeah, if you got those things. I mean, even like I've debated this with people before, like the cutting tool. Like if I could go into the woods and have one thing, I'd bring a knife. Like I wouldn't. That wouldn't be the one thing I'd bring.
It's like a pot.
Yeah, like I mean, I can almost everything I can do without a knife.
Yeah.
I mean, they're handy. Don't get me wrong, and they're time savers. But as far as absolutely essential, I don't know. It's like blasphemy. Bushcraft blasphemy. So, for those of you that haven't seen it, this is my wancho. It's a wool poncho, basically. It's modeled just like this one right here, this military style mil-spec poncho. Pretty much the same dimensions for the most part. Same style of hood and everything, so you can wear it. But I also use it, like in the warmer months, I wouldn't want to wear it. I might die if I put that on in the summertime. I would just use it as my sleep pad. So I could lay it out, double it up, and then spread that out and sleep on top of it. If it was super wet on the ground, I could put my trash bag. I've got a trash bag too. I could put that on the ground underneath it as a moisture barrier, and I might just do that. Talk myself into it. feet are a little uphill, but I'm gonna try not to let that bother me too much. Here is essentially my camp. And that's pretty much the way I sleep 90% of the time. I do like a hammock, but I just chose not to bring one this time around. Summertime hammock camping is kind of my thing, just because it's nice to get off the ground, especially when it's wet and keeps the bugs off you and whatnot. But this time I just kind of tried to keep it simple. For the most part, I always try to keep my kit the same year round. The only thing I'll add is like a sleeping bag pretty much for the most part. And then regardless of the activity that I'm doing, you know, if I'm on a motorcycle or I'm truck camping or backpacking or whatever, I try to use the same equipment all the time as opposed to having specialized gear for specialized things. I don't really like that if I can help it. Candle. Gosh, it's romantic is what it is.
It's gonna set the mood.
Golly.
Got a little reflector, and this is also a Centronella
Keeps the bugs off?
Keeps the bugs away. That's right. Yeah.
You got a brand new one in there.
It's in there. Yeah, brand new one. Yeah, it lasts about 8 hours.
I really like that. I think I told you I have the triple one. It's got 3 candles in it. It's too big to backpack would carry, but I really like it, and I broke the glass, and I need to get a new one.
Yep.
I really like those candle lanterns.
I like it. It's nice. You're not using your battery, especially in the summertime. If it's too hot to have a fire, sometimes you just don't.
You still
need
got
a
fire.
Yeah, I mean you can. I've even taken and folded the bale down, set the candle down on the ground, and set my canteen cup on top of it.
Heat up your water
and just heated it up for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to get it to a boil,
but it'll
heat it up. You know, and it takes a while. It's
you
just
can make tea with it.
Yeah, exactly. Or those instant coffee packs.
I need to get a little one like this.
And then you can take this off. You don't have to have that, you know. But this just reflects all the light back into my shelter.
Heck yeah, I really like that.
But yeah, I've got just a simple tarp I've had for a while. Set up a ridge line. I like to sleep comfortable, so I pack in a inflatable air mattress.
That's awesome. This mattress is legit.
It's very, very thick, very, very nice wool blanket, and then I put down a insulator. Casualty blanket's what we call them in the Marines. I don't know, I guess a survival blanket, but fold it in half and set it down that way. I don't have nothing puncturing into my air mattress.
Right.
And then a simple wool blanket, and there's a good chance I might not even crawl in this.
Just sleep on it.
Might just sleep on top of it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. The rest of my stuff is I put up underneath my tarp. My poncho that I have, and then I put it over my pack. Keep my pack dry, and that's really about it. It's
camp made.
Yeah, most of the stuff is the wool blanket and the sleeping pad is what's, and
That's the bulk.
Yeah, I've read in books, you can always tell an outdoorsman by how well he sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
I like to sleep comfortable, so I pack it in. I'd rather sacrifice other things to be able to sleep good.
Yep. Yeah, a little more cush. Just a little bit. I don't require much. Just a little. I do love the wancho. I tell you what, man,
I'm gonna get me one.
yeah, I don't have any right now. I'm gonna get some more made up.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy using it. It's just, like I like wool,
Me too.
just so.
Versatile.
Yeah, it's just really warm all the time, and doesn't matter if it gets wet. Daniel's shelter, he's got that flag hanging up there, made out of a like surveyor's vest, and he does that for a very valid reason. And what reason is that?
Years back, it was just me and my dog, and we had went off into the wilderness, and just me and him, and we camping out. And I had a kind of like a poncho. It was a tarp, but it was camouflage. Set up my camp. Didn't build a fire. It was warm, and me and him just went down to the creek. We was gonna get some water. And then I started looking for a swimming hole or somewhere deep enough that I could fit down in to kind of sit in like a bathtub. And it was later in the evening, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna head back to camp. And yeah, I could not find my camp. Like, it took me a while to find it, and I eventually found it. Just got turned around. I mean, the rhododendron around here, it all looks the same just about everywhere that you look. And so from then on, I was like, when I establish my camp, you know, I'm not in a military environment. I'm not in a tactical environment. I'm not trying to not be seen. I'm going to make my camp noticeable. And so that surveyor's thing, I can see that. It stands out. But
With
then
a flashlight,
at nighttime, a flashlight hits that reflectiveness, and it just, boom, like you can find your camp no problem. So
it's a good idea.
that's my story on why I do that.
Don't lose your camp.
Don't lose your camp.
So we're actually in a fairly open area, all things considered. It gets pretty thick, especially if you step anywhere near the creek down here. Anyway, any direction, it gets pretty thick. We've got a little bit of a clearing, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it without me zooming in, but right there in the center of the frame, bam. And if this was at night and you were shining a flashlight on that, it would really pop out at you.
Yeah, that was an uneasy feeling.
Yeah.
It was literally going to be like what they're having to do.
Yeah.
Like, dang, what am I going to do?
Son of a gun.
And it was, you know, it was in, I'd say, late spring.
Right.
Is when because I was trout fishing.
Yeah.
And it was late spring. And, yeah, it was still getting cold enough at night.
It would have been troublesome.
It would have been troublesome.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look at all this good gear they've got here.
That was nice, man.
A big pile of gear.
Yeah. Too bad.
That is unfortunate. How are we looking? Oh, look at that mattress.
That was me.
Dang.
We're gonna be cozy. We're gonna be snuggling.
And I'm not done.
That's fantastic. So the boys they're doing well on constructing their shelter, but they've got quite a long ways to go. I think it was a little overzealous of them to work on two sides of the shelter when one side is not even close to watertight yet. It takes a lot of material to get it to a point where the water's not going to leak down and get to you. And like a buddy of mine said, he said, you make it thick enough, the water just gets wore out trying to get to you, you know, but you got to make it really thick. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. So they've got quite a bit of daylight left. I think they've got 5 hours of daylight left, something like that. Plenty of time. They just got to put in the effort. And otherwise, if it does rain, which I'm really hopeful it does, they're gonna get wet and have a pretty miserable night, if I had to guess. Not gonna die because it's summertime. It's warm enough where you can just get up and do some jumping jacks or push-ups or whatever and warm up. But it will be very unpleasant. Cross your fingers, it pours down rain.
Smell that right there. Smell that.
Oh, that is lovely. It's like lavender.
Lavender candle wax.
Oh. I feel like I'm in a Dixie candle shop.
No,
I feel like I'm in my granny's kitchen.
You just take lighter fluid and candle wax, mix it 50-50, and take those alcohol pads that women use to
cotton
swab
things,
things, and then you just dip it and
You make all your own?
Yeah, I make them. There's no sense in buying them.
Why would you buy something like that?
Yeah, it just burns, and it'll burn for, I mean, I think it was like 13 minutes or 10, 13 minutes.
I made my own fire starter the other day just to see how long it would last. I took one cotton ball, but I dipped it in Vaseline and smeared it around, and then I took 2 pieces of duct tape and kind of made a sandwich. Dude, that thing burned for 16 minutes.
Wow.
That's a long time.
And it's sealed too. So
it watertight, yeah. It watertight sealed.
Yeah.
It was real thin. It was about that big around. I mean, if you can't get a fire going with 16 minutes of open flame, like, you got issues,
you know.
Rethink
your life.
Yeah. So, I was pretty pleased with how that turned out. I might make a bunch of those and just have them handy.
Yeah.
I like that blue hanky you got there. It's nice.
Yeah, they call that the, I don't even know if this company's still, because I was going to get another one.
Those are big.
It's big, and it's literally, I'm not making this up, it was bigassbandana.net.
Hold on.
And I don't even know if they still exist.
I hope they do.
Yeah,
if they do, I'm going to reach out to them.
But this one is actually called the Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Because this was Theodore Roosevelt's.
That's his color.
He was very famous for having a
blue hanky.
Blue polka dotted. Yep.
Yeah.
But
I tell you what, like, I'm a big believer. You guys see me wearing bandana all the time. They're just so dang handy. It's as handy as a hanky. Like, I mean,
Yep.
I mean, grab hot stuff out of the fire. You got dirty, greasy hands. You could wipe them off. I mean, it's just
very handy.
A bandage if you need to. I've definitely cut one up and wrapped electrical tape around my finger before when I've cut myself. It's just it's handy to have just something like this. You wet it in the creek on a hot day like this. I'm gonna do that tonight. Like, before I go to bed, I sleep so much better when I've got my bath. So I'm just gonna dip this in the creek. I'm gonna do a little sponge bath, and I'll sleep so much better. It's just handy to have, just a little piece of cotton. Daniel was telling me one of his pet peeves in life, one of the things that he just will not stand is a wet ass. has to keep his rear end. Everything else could be wet, soaking wet, and he's fine. But as soon as the keister gets a little damp, we're calling it a day. We're out of here. So I'm making myself to avoid such discomfort. I've got a little seat here,
which is surprisingly dry.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Nobody likes a wet sphincter.
I've been saying that. Granddad used to say that all the time, and he was right. He was right. And plop, just like that. And then we take the keister and we. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous.
There it is.
It's a little damp, but it's not bad.
Out of my whole backpack, if I had this little pouch right here, like, if I had to grab one thing out of my little pouch, out of my backpack,
It'd be that thing.
it'd be this pouch.
It's got the essentials.
It's got the essentials. It's got my pots in there. You can hang it on your belt and put your belt through here and draw it up. It's wax canvas, so in a pinch you can actually fill this with water, kind of like a pail.
Yeah. Hold it for a while at least.
Oh
right?
yeah. And I mean, I've got some 550 cord, just a simple little
what you keep in there?
fire starter. You ain't ever seen that?
I've seen them much.
Yeah, I mean, it's got everything that's listed. It's just, little stuff to make a fire. It's all sealed. Little tidbits. It ain't nothing, But,
in a little tin,
yep, sardine can. Yep.
I like it.
I got a lighter, a candle, beeswax candle, good old Swiss Army knife, can opener, and a folding spoon. We like to be our sport. We like
Is that
to be
titanium?
Civilized, yeah.
Oh, of course it is.
And then one bag of Black Rifle coffee.
Just the one. Instant?
Yeah, it's instant. And then, of course, my little pot goes in there, and my cooking pot. And but yeah, I mean, like, that right there can.
You could buy with that.
I could get by with that. I mean, I could maybe cram a poncho in there or something, or if I had
probably
it with
like
me.
One of this emergency ones, but for sure fit in
And
there.
that'd be it. Just throw that on your belt loop and
Ready to rock.
ready to rock.
That's sort of how I run my my fanny pack. Basically similar kind of deal. Just tidbits and stuff, essentials that you need. And, you know, you don't feel like carrying your pack, and you're probably going to be fine. But if you get stuck out, you'll still be fine. You'll be all right. Yeah.
Yeah. This even has a sewing needle, energy candy.
Energy candy?
Yeah, it's got a notepad with a pencil so you can write your last will and testament. Signal mirror, antiseptic swab, sugar, a match, Ziploc bag.
Just one match.
Waterproof matches. Oh, it's weird. It says a match.
A match, and it says waterproof
It says
matches?
one, yeah. Maybe unless I read that. One match book.
Oh.
One match book. Waterproof matches. It's got a compass in there. Multi-use cord. First aid information. Wire. 101 foot of fishing line with hooks, sinkers.
I like it.
Safety pin.
How much do those cost, do you reckon?
They're like $15.
Yeah, not bad.
You know, it's not
Pretty
bad.
reasonable.
Yeah, it's definitely not like a long, but you know, it's something.
Yeah,
It's a little
and if you
something.
need to sew up your clothes and
Yeah.
take care of little problems here and there.
Improvise a match in the woods or a fishing hook.
Ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen. It's not worth it.
Ain't gonna happen.
Not worth
Fishing hooks, that's the thing. Like, you ever done primitive fishing, like the gorge hooks and stuff? Dude, I've done it, and it does work. It just doesn't work well. Yeah, like there's an art to it. I've even made them out of bone before, and I've done my research. I've done it right. I've looked at historical pictures of like people that actually used to use them to catch their food, and I've made them just like that. And still,
It's hard work.
it's tough, and you gotta have the right bait too. It's hard to bait them to get it, because it's hard to describe. Maybe I'll put a picture in here of what they look like. But you got to get that hook, the gorge hook, that spike, to line up with the fishing line. And you got to have just enough of the tip of it sticking out to where the fish bites it. That toggle turns sideways and it lodges in them. But it ain't easy to get it right. Like it's there's an art to it for sure.
I'd say survival's more of like you got to weigh out what am I getting out of what am I fixing to do.
Yeah.
You know, like I could spend hours trying to, you know, and it's like, is it really worth the calories for the, you know?
Generally,
like,
no.
Yeah. I mean, and generally it's not.
No.
I mean, you could just basically get like a Wazoo belt with some fishing line and you're good.
Good to go.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep her going.
So much like Daniel, I keep all my tidbits in a little bag, and this goes in my Stanley cook pot right there. That just folds right up in there and sits in there, keeps it from rattling around, keeps me from losing the same stuff or the little stuff. But just like Daniel, I keep my little things like that and a little thing. So yeah, like he was saying, if I was gonna grab one thing, it might just be that pot, because in that pot I've got some things that could get me through. You know, I've just got some basic stuff here. I've got my camp spoon, my copper spoon right there, that everybody says in the comment section is going to poison me because it's made of copper. What's going on with that? I don't know. Anyway, a little multi-tool, because sometimes you just need a pair of pliers. You know what I mean? It's hard to do things that, you know, it's hard to improvise a pair of pliers. It's pretty handy to have. Some cordage. These are some fire starters, miscellaneous different stuff that's flammable, mostly Vaseline and cotton balls. And just one packet of coffee right there. That's it. That's all I keep in there. Sometimes I throw other stuff in there, but I've gotten away from it. I don't feel like I need like that many redundancies. Like in my belt, I've got a sewing kit and the fishing kit. Like I've got a lot of stuff, an extra flashlight. It's on me pretty much all the time, so I just didn't feel like I needed extra redundancies. So I just keep some of the essentials in there.
Cowboy coffee.
Yeah, that's what I normally do.
Through your teeth.
That is what I normally do. I just kind of throw it all in there. And I think this might be a nice touch, you know. That's good stuff. That's probably good, right?
Nah.
Oh wow, that's plenty. Golly.
I don't know how much water you put in there.
It's mostly full. Like so. And I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna dunk it in my coffee in my hot water. Let's see how this goes. This. Like that. And then I'm going to do this. Like that. And I'm just going to let it do its thing. Right? See how that turns out. The cowboy coffee's fine. Normally the ground's all settled to the bottom, but you do have to strain a bit through your teeth even with. So I'm just gonna teabag it like that. See what happens. A little bit of dye from my bandana that's nice to put into your coffee too. A little bit of color.
It pairs well with copper remnants.
That's right.
Camp, and they're like, how the hell did you get a fire going? And I had coffee. I was like, y'all want some coffee? And they're like, coffee? And we sit down, and one of the guys said, you wouldn't happen to have any creamer, would you? Like that. And the other guy says, you're drinking coffee in the middle of a monsoon. Like, he's like, be happy with what you got.
Do you have any half and half?
Yeah, exactly.
Perhaps?
You got any creamer?
Any stevia?
You have any agave? Does this have soy in it?
It's actually a pretty nice day. Warm in the sun. I think I'm sitting in the only sunny patch in the woods here. I'm not sure what happened. I found it. I came to check on the crew, and I hear a radio playing. They got tunes. Not very good tunes, but they got tunes.
Okay.
It's starting to look like a thing.
Yeah. We're done with that side, the other side.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's much darker in there. You can only see a little bit of daylight in a few spots.
Block the rain.
Yep, good job, guys. How we doing?
We're doing. Making do. Doing and making do.
And this one's your throat. 'Cause I'm ripping it off.
How you doing?
Great.
How you feeling about life?
I miss food.
You hungry? Did you eat this morning?
Yeah.
I skipped breakfast this morning. Probably not smart. This plant, I call wild blueberry. I think it's got an actual different name, but it's got little blueberries that form on it late summer, and you can eat them. It tastes like blueberries. All of this.
Yeah, that's what Elijah was saying.
If you could get one thing out of your bag, what would it be? One. You have a big, heavy bag. There's a lot of stuff in there to choose from.
I'd get my bivvy. I hate bugs.
The bivy bag.
Can't stand them.
Is it like, is your bivy bag like the one with like a mosquito net and it's got like a hoop?
No, it's a snug pack. So you can either put the like the cross frame, so to just keep the fabric off your face, or you can just do straight.
Just like a regular bivy. Cool. That's what you'd get.
Actually, no, I'd get my Benadryl gel. I'm way too itchy. Forget. I'll be wet.
Have you been chewed up already?
Oh my god, yeah.
Really?
Oh, they love him.
Dang.
It's like the worst. I haven't been itching, but like it's.
Look, man, when I go into the woods in the summertime, I put pants and long sleeves on every time. Because it's just so annoying to be itching all the time, getting chewed up.
But if I were to pick one thing out of my bag,
Yeah, one thing.
my food bag.
Food.
Food bag, yeah.
Okay. Nothing else. Yeah, you pick food. What if it was pouring rain?
Pouring rain, my bivvy.
What if you didn't know if it was going to pour rain? You'd still pick food bag?
If I didn't know.
What if you didn't know it was going to come a torrential downpour this evening and the sky's just going to open up and it's going to go bucketing down on top of you in the middle of the night?
My tarp.
A tarp.
Definitely
And that
my
would
tarp.
save you all of that.
I could have that tarp strung up tight with enough room for everybody and their mama
Yeah.
in 10 minutes.
Yeah. See your crotch, your valley?
Yeah.
I would get a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah, that's what we're about to do.
Okay.
We just need to finish this and that.
Yeah. If you could get one thing out of your bag, it'd be your bag?
It would be my bag.
The whole bag.
You can't get your bag out of here.
What if you could just get one thing? If I said, hey,
A single item?
what? This for real. Like if I said, hey, I'm allowing you to go get one thing out of your bag, one item, what would it be? Food. Interesting. What about you?
Probably a tarp.
Because you wouldn't have to do all of this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of complicated.
It's not complicated. It's very simple. It's
Welcome
just
to MTV.
time consuming. So how'd the socks and the Crocs work out?
So the Crocs, worked out completely fine. The socks are just the problem.
Socks and Crocs.
So I know that if socks are wet and dirty, do not keep them on for like a long time, so I just took them off.
So up there.
You probably can't get it up there.
I can.
They're talking about food already. It's it's not even late. I think it might be 4 or 5 o'clock now, and they're already got the hankering, the craving for food. And I know the feeling. I know what it's like. I haven't really eaten anything either. I just had a little beef stick or whatever, a little snack, but I feel okay right now. But my son Eli, he crashes hard. He's got about 24 hours in him without food, and then right at hour 25, he just goes into a coma, like just zero energy, pale, just needs to lay down, can't move. Like it's ridiculous. So I do have some emergency rations for the crew if they should need it, if they get super low blood sugar and stuff like that. So just in case. But what I want out of trips like this, whenever I take anybody out, or including myself, whenever I go do stuff like this, what the goal is to gain confidence. Of course, skills and knowledge and things like that is important, but I think more than that is the spiritual, emotional strength that comes out of stuff like this. A little bit of suffering, a little bit of misery, a little bit of discomfort, bugs biting you, rain pouring on you all night. You get a little cold and chilled and shivering. Nothing too dangerous, of course, but a little bit of misery, and then you come out of it. On the other side of it, you come out a little bit stronger. You come out more confident, more capable, more eager to go out and do more. I think that's the goal. At least that's always been my goal when I do things like this and have other people do them as well. The suffering with salary events, that's what it's all about. Hey, fellas.
Is that not aesthetic?
It's nice. A nice ambiance.
We should put that on the website.
I like what we're doing here.
Hello.
Look at this. Look how cozy we've made this nest. Dang.
Yeah, no grown-ups allowed.
Yeah.
He doesn't act like one.
Gosh, I hope it rains.
No people with
Funny story, the Spanish moss?
Yeah.
So they used to use that in car seats. Like that was the cushion, the padding in like truck seats and stuff like that. Spanish moss, yeah.
Like this that hangs on trees.
They would steam it and dry it, I guess, and then like kind of compress it.
So kind of like tobacco, but they just
Wow.
would put it in seeds.
Yeah, it was neat.
Now I know like the old life preservers like they used in World War I and
Yeah.
stuff. The filling of it was from the milkweed plant.
Right, the thistle
thistle.
or the seed heads, because it doesn't absorb water.
Doesn't absorb water and
Yeah.
it's buoyant.
Yeah, it's neat. So just to show you that I'm not a terrible person, I brought rations.
Oh,
Don't get too excited. It's not a lot. It's the same thing I had for dinner.
It's about to be a single grain of rice.
You guys are eating the same food that I've eaten. Same exact.
You're actually
Minus
getting more than
10.
I have eaten.
Yes. Ration, sir.
Hell yeah.
Looks like we're.
Oh, shoot. There's 4 of you. That's you know what? You know what? That's my bad. That is my mistake. There's your rations. You eat them when you want.
Eli, I'll let you kind of lead the way because you know we're.
They're going to get a drink of water since I think they've only got one water bottle. I told them when we arrived here, I said, you know, if it's not in your hands or in your pockets, you don't have it. One of them was holding a water bottle. So between all of them, they've got one water bottle, but they're going to go get a drink from the well, from the spring head, and kind of top their bodies off a little bit because I told them that, you know, the best place to carry water is in you. Get your drink, you know, a few times a day. I've done this several times where I haven't had a water bottle or a container or anything at all. And when you just go to the water source, you drink your fill, do that a few times a day, and it's generally enough to stay hydrated. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to rain. Dang it. It's a really clear sky. It's not super humid. I don't think there's any storming in the forecast, unfortunately, because that shelter will leak for sure. They did a good job and they put a ton of time into it, but it's just the nature of a natural shelter like this. Do you see that daylight in there? I mean, that would leak like crazy. Is it better? Is it better than nothing? Is it some sort of shelter? Absolutely. And you'd be happy to have that as opposed to nothing. But it would take significant more material to make that anywhere near watertight. So unfortunately, we're not going to get tested. They're not going to get tested tonight, and they're probably going to stay dry no matter what. Comfortable? Probably not. Dry? Unfortunately. Probably call it an evening. We'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Good night.
I hear signs of life down there. I guess they're okay. At least one survived.
They've already pretty much broke down their camp completely.
Yeah.
How'd it go, fellas?
Right now we're taking it apart. We're trying to put all the wood in a pile. I totally did not almost decapitate your son.
Yep.
But we're trying to put all the wood in a pile, and then we can distribute it around the woods. And then with all the ground pine right here, we're just gonna distribute it in patches to be ripped up from.
That's a good call. How'd you guys sleep?
Not too
Terrible.
shabby. It got a little chilly, so
I got like 30 minutes of sleep.
I got 2 hours.
I was too dry.
Too
I was too dry.
I know, it was unfortunate.
I slept right here.
You slept next to the fire?
Yeah.
Did you keep it going on
I
there?
had gone out to stoke the fire, and I just leaned back on the shelter for a minute, and next thing I know, I dozed off. And I slept there for like 2.5, 3 hours, like till the fire went out. I was like, huh, that was kind of nice.
It was really nice and warm. It was misery. I think I only got 7 hours of sleep.
Oh man.
Did you hear me shivering? I heard you telling me to do 10 push-ups.
I was just telling you to do push-ups.
Yeah.
For the warm.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember anything from last night other than the fact that I
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Grab some of the bedding up and these big patches nearby.
We got a hole in this.
You sure this is right?
Oh, there's a hole in there?
No, your poncho.
The boys are responsible for getting us home. It's been exciting so far.
Yes.
I'm gonna die.
Are we sure this is right?
Are we? How sure are we? Listen, I'm capable of spending several nights out here. So you guys just go wherever you want.
Yeah, we're all coming out. Can't sit on the path.
basic navigation stuff. Like, I'm no expert with navigation, but I know some basics. And on our way in here, we had the sun on our left shoulder. So on our way out, we'll probably keep the sun on our right shoulder. And that takes us pretty much back to our starting point. They're kind of not taking the easiest path. They're kind of going up and down a lot, as opposed to just following that draw right there. That's what I would have done, but hey, I'm not in charge.
We're gonna die. Help me.
Yeah, so finding your way through the woods is not easy for me too. Sometimes I get disoriented and turned around and distracted by things. I chase shiny things, butterflies and whatnot, and I get turned around. But I think what they're lacking, and the reason why they're trying to literally walk in circles, they were literally just trying to take us back to where we started from. Yep. Yeah, we were gonna go literally back to where we started from in a complete circle, which would have been kind of fun. I should have let them do it. Dang it. That was a mistake on my part.
Oh, look, somebody's been here.
But what they're not doing is because of the lack of confidence. They're not trusting in basic directions, like keep the sun on your right shoulder. That's all you got to do, and just walk in that direction, and you'll get it out of here. But they were like, well, I think I remember this hill, and we walked this way, and like, it's not the same as like navigating on roads in the city. It's not. No.
And
just
sun,
trust.
And the sun is constant.
It's
if
not
you
lying.
Walk in with the sun on your left at 8 a.m. and you walk out the next morning at 8 a.m. The sun just needs to be on your right.
That's it. Just trust that.
You're good. Yeah.
It's like so many stories of people not trusting their compass, and they get really, really lost because they don't believe their compass. When if they just trusted it and went the right direction, just walk north. That's all you got to do, and you'll get out of here. Although I have had a compass lie to me a couple times, so.
Well, I mean, you could have interference.
Yeah.
Like if you got a rifle or something like that.
And I always keep a button compass on me. I love button compasses because they're so easy to carry. So I just keep it right there. And Daniel's got a prettier one. But yeah, we want to be going pretty much northish right now. And are we pointing north? Yeah, we are. Look at that. Yeah. So we've got the sun on our right. So even without the compass, we don't really need it, but the compass just helps us. We came south to get here. I want to go north to get out. So I just take a glance at my button compass, and I point myself in a north direction, and that's pretty much all I need to do. I'm not trying to find like a tiny little needle in a haystack. I just want to know northish. And that's like, you can see it on camera too. Look how obvious that path is that they walk through here. The color. Yeah, that's crazy. You think it's just moisture?
No, it's just the underside of the leaf.
Yeah.
Which is what you're seeing.
Like super obvious, right? Bear poo?
Straight ahead, looking through the trees, I can see there's a drop off straight ahead. Alright. So I'm thinking that's what it is.
The sense of the stress in this situation.
The stress and the anger is arising. They're starting to bark at each other because they think they're lost. They're not. Like, we're pretty much back to where we started from. They're actually doing a pretty good job now that they're trusting the sun. Hey, pups. Hey, pups. We made it back.
Yeah, that's good.
We're alive. Nobody died. The end.
I was hoping we get to use the body bag.
No.
Incarnation.